They say stop chasing, but you never reach out. They say let them lead, but does that mean you're not withholding love? In this video, I'm going to talk about the nuances of any advice you hear out there for specific people and twin flames. Maya, thank you for your comment. Thank you for your question. I'm happy to answer your questions, all of your questions. And please let me know if this video answered your specific questions. So I want to talk about the very, very importance of any information or rule you have and you apply it in your healing journey, because anything that has worked for you in the past may be your blind spot right now, maybe what is holding you back right now from getting to where you want to be. You see, information and advice is dogmatic, it's binary, which means we need to talk about the nuances. What applies now may not apply a second later. So telling someone not to chase, and when we as people think that that's the only way it's going to bring us closer to union or healing, we might literally keep this advice as a, and live by it actually. And when we say not to chase, that means we never reach out. Is that what it means? Because where do we find the balance between not chasing and reaching out from love? That's the question. Where do we find the balance, between holding space for our specific person, our twin flame, to step in and step up, but also check in with us, not withholding love from them or being in the defensive? These are the nuances I have not heard enough about out there. And this is why I'm creating this video, because I am very interested in how, rules apply 1 second and they don't the next. So for any of you who have been struggling with these nuances and you're stuck in a loop, I want you to know this. I created a course specifically for these nuances. And the way I have helped myself heal from so much trauma, different types of trauma, but also my clients in the 13 years that I've been doing what I've been doing, it's this. I understand how the conscious and the subconscious actually conflict and how they align. And no, we cannot repeat mantras on the conscious level to rewire our subconscious. Not if we have trauma. And most of us on the healing journey have trauma, suffer from trauma. What a trauma is actually, wanting something on the conscious level and our subconscious reacting to the same thing we want defensively, either because we're afraid of that thing or we're afraid of losing that thing. Because to have what it is we want would mean we would have to lose something inside of us, an old belief would have to die. And this is very scary for our ego. So when we are maybe haven't healed from trauma, or we are in the process of healing trauma, this experience is so scary. We're actually experiencing growth as death. That's how terrorizing it is. I understand it. I've been through it. That's why we call it the dark night of the soul in the spiritual community, because it is like that. So my course, what it does, it's created in a way because I, with my method, understand that it's impossible to rewire our subconscious by our conscious intention only. Yes, we choose. The first step is to choose to experience something different, to choose to have a different outcome. The nuances is the journey. You see, the moment I say, I don't want to chase my specific person anymore, what I need to do is I need to understand that that is a conscious choice. Now, the subconscious will react to that conscious choice because as I said before, the subconscious, the body, the emotional world, the inner child will experience this change as death because it's trying to survive. Our subconscious is our defense mechanisms that are just automatic. So the moment we choose change and growth, our defense mechanisms will kick in, and now we will be expecting our defense mechanisms to be rejecting the very thing we are consciously choosing. So subconsciously we are rejecting what we are consciously choosing. So that's very, very, it's a challenging process. So if I have decided not to chase my specific person, subconsciously what will happen is I will be clinging onto my specific person even more. And I cannot just willingly choose not to chase them. I need to actually feel through the need to grip on them again and again. And this process, the actual allowing to grip on our specific person by being present within our body, is what heals the chase. When our inner child, our body, our nervous system feels safe enough. Now, while we are choosing to cling on our specific person, our twin flame, and bringing the focus in our bodies, we are validating the trauma. We are validating the need to feel safe when we are feeling terror. And this is the reason why we start healing this to the root. The more and more we catch ourselves in the moment we were wanting, right? We're gripping onto safety on the outer world. We're not getting it. And we're validating what is happening as right. Because the moment we make the dysfunction right, that's when it heals. This is why my course, my method functions in this way. It's the super validating of any dysfunction, anything we judge as wrong, the chasing. We actually make the chasing part of the healing process. When we say yes to the chase, now the chasing happens and we don't shame ourselves to push in the subconscious and to hide it. Now, the moment we choose to heal chasing, there's this other part of us that's also needing connection. And that also needs validation. So on the one hand, we're wanting to validate ourselves by wanting to chase or wanting to be chased, because you see, this is the conundrum. The moment I'm chasing my specific person, my twin flame, what I'm really wanting is for them to chase me. And because they're not doing it, I think that if I don't do it, I'm going to lose this connection. So to heal this, we would want to do two things. Want to chase our specific person and our twin flame. In our emotionally simulating the chase, right? We don't have to practically call them all the time, but we can actually feel how it feels to want to chase them and get security from them. Bring presence in our body again and again with my method. And whoever doesn't know my method and wants my method can either purchase my course or start on the free masterclass so you can actually experience what my course will bring to you. So that's the one thing that we need to do if we're deciding that we don't want to chase security and love and safety on the outer world. Because if we're chasing security and safety, we're also chasing abandonment and rejection on the outer world. This is why we have projected this whole, inner dynamic outward, so we can see what we're doing to ourselves. That's one thing we need to do. And the second thing we need to validate is our need for connection, because that's the balance, that's the nuance when we stop chasing. We cannot, when we're working on healing the chasing energy, that doesn't mean we never reach out. Because then there might be another fear that if I reach out, I will be rejected and abandoned. So then I decide that I will never reach out, and only my specific person, only my twin flame will reach out to me. And this is actually withholding energy. This is actually getting us to the other opposite side of the same coin, which is the runner energy, right? So if you're, fluctuating between these poles, these, dynamics, it's normal, because you're healing both dynamics, both the runner and chaser within, that we have projected on the outer world. So the one would be to want us to chase, right? Emotionally simulate that scenario where I'm chasing and see how that feels. If it feels scary, that means there's growth here. That means that our inner experience, our inner child is needing more safety, which means more focus. Again, using the outer focus that we had in the pattern, right? To allow for it to play out and then shift it again in our inner world. This is the process of healing. Allow the programming, the dysfunctional programming of chasing energy to play out, say yes to it, and then bring it back into the body again and again with a mantra. I'm here for me, I'm here for me, again and again. This is the process of healing. And then there's the other polar opposite that says, I want connection. I want to be, sought out for, I want to be reached out to, and I want to feel safe to reach out to and to want a connection. So both those dynamics want and need our presence. I don't think I've answered the whole question, so I want to be doing a second video, Maya. Stay tuned. And for everybody who wants and resonates with this kind of content, please tell me what is important to you. I'll create more videos for you.